Isn't it amazing how wonderfully curious children are? Their natural instinct is to explore their environment through faces, colors, and toys that expand their horizons and stimulate early motor development. But for some children, even the earliest motor tasks, like lifting up their heads or pushing up on their forearms, can be delayed. Pathways has made great progress in their mission to educate parents nationwide about the gift of early detection and the benefits of early therapy.
When we look at plasticity of the brain, the most significant thrust of development of the brain and development of synapses occurs early on. The early therapy is critical because the preponderance of development is so massive early on.
We are convinced that the earlier a child receives intervention, the better the outcome.
It's important to point out that the message and messages of the Pathways Awareness Foundation have been endorsed by the American Academy of Pediatrics and National Association of Nurse Practitioners and many others.
I think it's important to understand that concept of early intervention, that we are not here to be, with your child for a lifetime. We're here to move your child along so they don't need us anymore.
Jonathan first started coming to Pathways when he was 4 months old. He was referred for torticollis and some concerns that his mom had with his gross motor skills and his muscle tone.
When Jonathan was born, he tended to tilt to the right a little bit, and his tone seemed to be a little looser than I would expect. My son really couldn't push up on his arms and lift his head. The 3-month milestones were not being met. I was a 1988 Olympian in rhythmic gymnastics. Actually, I was lucky that not only was I an athlete before, so that I had things to look for, but I also was a mother before, and I noticed my son was not reaching those milestones.
Starting therapy early on for Jonathan was really very important because we were able to target right in on some of his impairments and start working with his gross motor skills and his posture as it developed.
I just can't thank Pathways enough for the differences it's made in my child's life and obviously ours, and I know he's off to an incredible start.
Kenan is 21 weeks old. I brought him in as a newborn. I knew a little bit about tummy time just because you have to put them on their backs to sleep. So I knew that it was important for his developmental milestones in order to be on his tummy, but I didn't know a lot of the techniques that were out there.
As a group, the Pathways Medical Roundtable felt very passionate about this idea of tummy time and really wanted to put a stake in the ground and set some national standards, or even a little bit under his elbow, a little bit under his shoulder, so he's kind of propping up a little bit would be great.
Well, some standards were important just to give parents some general guidelines on what to do. So one aphorism that parents can keep in mind is called back to sleep, but front to play.
Our initiative is to really have parents understand that importance of tummy time and make them understand that you can do that in a safe way.
I'm really glad I learned about tummy time, so it was really a great experience.
When Carson was born, he was 2 days old and we started noticing that he was having seizures. So we brought him to Pathways when he was a month old. Yay! Yay! He was videotaped so that we could follow his progress throughout the months.
We started thinking about how videotape and a baseline video when the child comes in would really let the parents see all that their child has achieved.
Every child at Pathways is videotaped 2 times per year, every 6 months.
And we found this wonderful software that's actually used in athletics, and we thought, what if there were a way that we could take that software and use it for our own application?
The video studies will be important for prospectively looking at these children, and it would be great evidence for a record for research for establishing the therapies for an intervention for children.
Carson is almost a year old now, and I think that his future will be very bright. I think he'll be able to do whatever he wants to do. I think in my heart he's going to reach all his goals.
They say picture is worth 1,000 words. I feel video is worth 10,000 words.
Over the past several years, we have seen many more grandparents bringing their grandchildren to therapy. Several mornings a week, you'll see Tanner and his grandmother Mimi coming in for therapy sessions.
Tanner's schedule takes a village. He's either doing physical therapy or speech at 7:30. He then moves on to either OT, we have lunch, he goes to school, and then he may pick up an additional therapy after school.
What do you think we should work on?
I think we need to work on the monkey bars a little bit more.
We have found that the grandparents are also calling quite a bit on our Pathways Awareness 1-800 number. They are often the first to have concerns and wonder, where can I get more information?
Every grandparent owes it to their grandchild to be an advocate for them. I think that I'm the luckiest grandmother in the world. It is a gift that I will never, ever forget.
Through all of these efforts, Pathways is helping families and children across the country.